I'd like us to be in a slightly elevated laying down position. So that would be something like a block propping up a bolster or a blanket. You can use a pillow to prop up a blanket, just kind of whatever you have, something that makes you a little bit elevated. And then you'll scoot your hips right up to those props. You'll come laying down onto them. And then your feet, I'd like to be in a cobbler's pose shape to get started. So just settle down. Make sure your shoulder blades are comfortable. I like to kind of tuck them in just a little bit. And then I'll let my arms fall open to each side. So the idea for today's class is inspired by the lunar eclipse that we have coming up next week. So it's a very lunar-based class, which is perfect for times in our life where we have more of the lunar energy. So for instance, the week of menstruation, that's a great time to do lunar type classes, as well as, during pregnancy and during some of the slower times in our life. So that's the inspiration of the class today, that lunar energy. And when I say lunar, it's kind of like the yin to the yang. It's like the sun, the moon compared to the sun. The sun is high energy. It's heating. It's strength-based. It's warming. So when we take like those very strong, active classes, that's the type of energy that comes across. So today's going to be much more lunar. So a little bit slower, a little bit more into the hips and into the grounding energies. And then just not so much like inverting and flipping and going up and down all over the place. So you'll notice it's, for instance, there will be a moon salutation instead of a sun salutation. And it just feels quite a bit different, going slower, getting more into the hip joints. And it'll be a fun class, hopefully. But as we're here laying down with the hips opening, this is a restorative pose, very passive, but yet so beautiful for the hip energy to just get to release. So send a couple of breaths. Imagine it's like your breath starts at the crown of your head, and as you continue the deep inhale, the energy shoots all the way down to the hips. And then as you exhale, it's just that beautiful kind of swirling of the energy that we just received. So inhale, filling up the body from the top down to the bottom. Exhale, it just swirls. You're receiving. That's much more of that lunar, cooling, receiving, receptive type energy. See if the next breath can be even slower. Deep inhale. Long exhale. And then as we're continuing to lay in this receptive cobbler shape, let's begin to take just some easy stretches for our arms. So it's going to be an eagle arm type shape. So right elbow winds under the left. Try to get the palms to wrap. And then the first thing we want to do here is get the shoulders into the stretch. So we do that by pushing the shoulders down. And then once the shoulders are pushed down away from the ears, let the hands start to climb to the space above the crown of head. It doesn't have to be super high, but it's those opposing energies that makes this stretch really nice. So shoulders down, elbows up. Some slow, deep breaths as we're receiving the shape. One more inhale. Exhale, release the bind of the arms, keep the elbows bent in the 90-degree angles and the elbows open out to each side, kind of like football goalposts. So just let the elbows open, the chest is being pushed slightly forward. Just easy breath here, good inhale, nice exhale. Okay, on to the second side. Left elbow winds under. Wrap the palms. Shoulders push down. Elbows lift up. Last good deep breath that flows in. Easy exhale. The elbows open again like the football goalpost to each side. Maybe the elbows are not even touching the ground. That's okay. It's the effort of letting the weight of the arms drop down. That's what we're trying to aim for. Good. So right hand comes onto the right thigh. The left arm extends up by the ear, and maybe you're even leaning a little bit over to the right. So getting the side body, giving that a chance to stretch. Good, and then switch it out. Drop the left hand to thigh, and the right arm extends out by the ear, straight back. Maybe leaning a little bit to the left with the torso. Good, inhale. And exhale. Good. So from here, we're gonna just easily press our way up. So the elbows come to the sides and then the hands. Use that to help support the body through the lift. And we're going straight into a cobbler's pose, up and over. So grab onto the ankles to lift the spine. Start to tilt forward as far as you can. And when there's no more space to tilt, that's when the release of the spine happens. The weight of the head drops down. And sometimes you can get to the point where the head weighing down helps you to feel the stretch all the way down, even to the low back. So just receive that. If it feels good to let the head roll closer to the right shoulder for a moment, and back through the center over to the left shoulder, you have that option. Slowly, easily rise back up. And from here, the right knee lifts up. When we're more in the lunar phase, when we're expressing that energy, we don't want to twist toward a thigh. So we're twisting toward the left this time. Try to keep both sitting bones on the ground. Just let the right elbow come to the right knee so that it has something that you can push against with the torso. And the left hand comes behind, lengthen the spine up, and then just press gently into the twist over the left shoulder. And as we release that, let the right leg straighten all the way forward. With an inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Exhale, release over that right leg. And know that as the belly continues to grow through pregnancy, this is one where the leg can go a bit wider so that the belly has space more in the middle. So that's always an option if needed. From here, the left hand is going to grab onto the right foot or the right calf area, kind of ankle calf, whatever you can reach. Bend the leg for a moment as you rock some of your weight back, and then re-extend the leg against that hand. So it's a slight twist version. And then with the right hand, circle it up and back, opening up that shoulder, up and forward. Twice more, up and back, and forward. And this last time, stay. The hand can either be floating or resting on the ground, whatever feels better. Okay, as we return back forward, let this right leg pivot open. Baby cradle it out, so either the hands support the foot and the knee or a full hug, and rock this hip out a couple of times. If your props are getting in the way, by the way, we can scoot them out. There will be a couple of optional spots later on for some of the props, but that was the big use of it right at the beginning. Okay, so from here, drop it down to a shin stack or cross leg if it's uncomfortable on the hips and knee. Drop the right hand to the right side, left hand up, and leaning over, creating lots of space for the lungs. Okay, rising up, drop both hands in front of you and walk the hands forward. Okay, coming back in. Now just let this right leg fall open. It's the left leg, the left knee that flips up. Hook that left arm in front of the knee, right hand behind, lengthen up to twist to the right. Returning forward, straighten the left leg forward. Take an inhale to circle the arms up to the sky, and exhale, release. The right hand scoops up the left foot or ankle or calf. Bend the leg for a moment as we rock our weight back, and then re-straighten the leg forward. The left arm is free, so we circle it up and back, up and forward. A full cycle like that, up and back, up and forward. And then this third one, we stay all the way back. Either the hand floats or rests on the ground, your preference, your choice. And returning forward, swivel this knee open, baby cradle, hug onto that left leg, rock it out. Dropping it down to a shin stack or cross leg if needed. Plant the left hand to the left, right hand up and over. And rising up, drop both hands in front of you, walk the hands forward. Okay, returning up. Bring the feet back to cobbler shape, but this time bump them further forward than before. So rather than pulling them in, there may be a foot forward of that other spot. Lengthen the spine up, tilt forward, begin to release just like normal. Now this position allows for a little bit more support of the spine as we take this next motion, which really is good at helping to lengthen the low back. So start in the middle though. Take a couple more breaths. From here, take the right hand onto the right knee. The left hand just kind of swivels open to the side. Straighten the right arm, and this will push the nose over the left knee. As you're continuing to lean forward toward that left knee, you should be feeling the right half of the low back in a really beautiful stretch. So just take a couple of good breaths right there. Keep it low as you go back through the center. Left hand comes to left knee, straighten through that left arm. Nose goes over right knee. Okay, drop it back through the center again. Just a couple more breaths to bring balance back to those muscles of the back. And starting to rise back up, let's take it to a nice kneeling position. Hands and knees. And flow through a couple of cat-cows. So just follow the speed of your breath and exhale when we round the spine up. Inhale when the belly drops down and we gaze up. See how slow the breath can go through this? And kind of like the moon slowly traveling across the sky, it doesn't just kind of rush its way and then pause. It's like a slow, continuous motion. So see if you can find that motion in the spine. It's like it's always expanding, expanding up, and then dropping, dropping down. It's more of that flow state. There's not much of a pause at the end of the inhale and the exhale. It just switches from one directly to the other. Beautiful. So back to a nice neutral spine. Let the right foot plant off to the right side and then rise up high. So I'm just going to turn open so you can see. It's a nice bent 90-degree angle through that right leg. If you need the block to help you kind of balance here as we're going to this next one, you can use it. But otherwise, just kind of a hand on the hip, a hand on the knee. And we're just going to kind of lunge to that right side and come back. So I love this because it kind of gets some of the snaps and pops and crackles out of my hips, just getting them through a nice opening to the side. So take another 3 and back. 2 1, and then let the right leg straighten. Drop down to the hands and then the elbows. And try to flatten the back. It tends to kind of get rounded at the beginning as we're coming here. So re-flatten all the way down to the hips. If you're here and you're not feeling much of a stretch, what you can do is walk the elbows closer to the straight leg, and that'll get you a bit deeper. Come back up to the hands. The straight leg swivels behind you. It crosses all the way past the end of the mat on that back left side. And then push your hips to the right as you gaze over your left shoulder at the toes. This is opening now through the outer part of the hip. And bring that leg all the way back where it was and more. Right foot up to the top right corner of mat. Let the hips start to lunge forward. Lizard pose. You can stay on the hands or you can drop down to one or both elbows, your choice. I like to make sure I'm not making a sickle shape in my ankle, so I'm not just collapsing that ankle. My foot stays flexed. You can rock to the razor blade edge of your foot if you wish and help the knee open a bit more. But again, just don't let the foot sickle and collapse. So if you're doing that, keep the foot flexed for sure. Coming back up onto the hands, the hips shift over the back knee, a nice half split. So the leg is a bit wider than normal, both hands are on the inside, but we're trying to just give spaciousness for the hamstring and the muscles on the back of that right leg to stretch. Again, if you find yourself really rounding through the spine, try to focus on length. If you found length and you need more, bend the elbows so you're drawing yourself a bit closer to the ground. Okay, then from here, we're essentially going to a knee stack. So this right foot continues to circle across the top of the mat, all the way back, continuing to circle until it's back by the hips. From here, some people can just easily sit all the way back and you're in a knee stack shape with this right leg on top. Other people, that's really tight. So maybe with your toes swiveled open, you're just kind of sending some of your energy, some of your weight back. So it just depends. Even sitting on the block or the props that we had earlier, and even that's just fine. If you make it all the way back and you still want more, then leaning forward would be the next step to get to. Okay, so we're going to be rising up. If it's helpful, if it's possible for you to just press back forward, that's fine. If you need to kind of open the legs and come back to kneeling manually, that's also fine. But find yourself in just a neutral kneeling position. Take 3 rounds of cat-cow, rounding up and down. 2. And 1. Beautiful. So second side, now it's the left foot planting off to the left side in that 90-degree angle shape. Rise up high. If it's fine just to support yourself with hand on the knee and the hip, great. If you need something else like that block, go ahead and use it. But we're starting to slowly lunge with the left and come back. And 4. 3. 2. 1. Good. Let that left leg straighten. Plant the hands down in front of you and drop down to elbows. Once again, if you're here, the first thing you do is try to straighten from the low back. And then if you still want more, inch the elbows closer to the straight leg. Coming up to plant the hands. The straight leg swivels behind you. It crosses past the right end of the mat. From this position, push the hips to the left and gaze over your right shoulder at the toes. And taking it to lizard, the left foot circles its way back up toward the top left corner of mat. Push the hips forward. Staying here is fine, or drop to one or both elbows. Remember, if you're going for the knee opening, just don't sickle the foot. Keep the foot flexed. Same as before, try to straighten the back muscles rather than letting a super sacrificed rounded position happen. And coming back up to the hands, the hip shift over the back knee, front leg is straightening. So from here, with a straight leg, the first step is trying to straighten the back muscles a bit. And then if there's still space for more, maybe you start to bend the elbows, drawing yourself a little bit closer toward the ground. From here, the left foot continues to make its way across to the right edge of the mat. Continue to scoot it to the right, all the way bring it down until you're on both of your knees, the feet are open, and then start to send your hips back. So maybe you're pausing with the hips floating still. Maybe that's intense enough. Maybe you're sitting on a prop, or maybe you can sit all the way down and lean forward. And rising up. Take yourself out of this position, maybe forward, directly onto hands and knees, or maybe go the other way. Take 3 rounds of cat-cow when you get here. Just follow the breath. Beautiful. And from here, we'll make our way to a downward facing dog. Let the feet be extra wide. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Maybe you're playing with straightening and bending the legs this first one. Maybe you're bending both knees and re-straightening. Just see what you can do to continuously find more and more length through the body. And then starting to make our way back up to top of mat. Just an easy forward fold, no pressure, no pushing. Bring both hands over to the right leg or the right side of the floor beside the right foot. And over to the left leg or the left floor. Back forward. Use an inhale to slowly circle your way up. Give your head time. A slight back bend and hands to the heart. Beautiful. So from standing, cross the left foot in front of the right. It's the razor blade edge of the foot that's making contact with the floor. Up above head, grab the left wrist and then pull that left wrist to the right. So it's making a huge crescent moon shape. And release. Switch it out. So now we're standing on left. The right razor blade edge crosses over and sets itself down. Up above head, grab right wrist, pull up, and then lean over. and release. And at the top of the mat here, we're taking a moon salutation. So it starts off just nice and easy. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. We go a bit slower through the moon salutation, so just take an extra breath here. Inhale. Exhale. The right foot lunges toward the back of the mat and drop that knee down. As you're shifting your hips forward as far as they can go, just make sure the knee doesn't go past the front toes. If so, scoot the foot just a little bit further forward. So there should be a nice deep stretch through the right front of hip, the psoas area. You can either stay here, hands on the ground, you can come up to a block, you can come up to hands on thigh, or you can make a crescent moon shape, reaching up and leaning slightly back. Good. Dropping both hands down just around the leg, just bow over that straight left leg. And this left knee comes next to the right. We're kneeling, circle the hands up to the sky, slight back bend, and then as hands go down through the heart, sit down, even tuck the arms back into a child pose. And roll up. The right foot steps forward into that lunge shape. So scoot the hips as far forward as we can. The hands can either stay on the ground, go to blocks, go to the thigh, or reach to the sky. Just make sure we're not sacrificing the shape by scooting back. We're still sending all of our weight forward. And the hands drop down to the ground, the front leg is straightening. Moving the weight back forward. Lift up the back knee, step all the way into the forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands down to the heart. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to do a couple of things that play with twisted and untwisted versions of poses like the half moon pose and triangle pose. So this might be a good spot for a block if you have one. If not, you can just take it easy, grab onto the shin, whatever you need to do. So the block is just right up toward the top of the mat. We'll start off with just shifting your weight onto left foot, float the right knee, playing with just balance for a moment. Option to twist by grabbing left hand to that knee, right hand opening behind. Beautiful. As the torso returns back forward, kick this right leg back as if it's a warrior three shape, but we're taking the twist here. So this is going to immediately go into the twisted half moon. So if you're using the block, right hand on the block, and then left hand tries to twist up to the sky. Good, now continue to land that right foot to the back of the mat, warrior one. Open up warrior two. And turn the right knee open, goddess. Hands come down to the heart. The goddess pose is lowering as much as we can. And a brief moment to straighten the legs, turn the toes forward, bend down, wide angle forward fold. Slight bend to the knees, roll your way up. Turn the left toes back forward. So this is a normal triangle pose. Open the arms, lean forward, and drop the left hand to shin or block, right hand to sky. The open version. And then rising up, square the hips to the top of your mat. Both feet are flat, so you might need to shorten the stance. If you're using the block is in the right hand. The right hand plants down to block or shin. Re-straighten the low back. The spine is as straight as you can forward. And then the left hand twists up to sky. Good, soften the knees to rise. And then one last thing before second side is half moon. So if you've got the block in the left hand, cartwheel down, and float the right leg and the right arm. And rise. Good, so second side, we're up at the top. Find your center, ground down into your feet, lift the spine, shift weight onto the right foot, float the left knee. Option to twist, and that would be right hand to the knee, left hand twisting open behind. Kick this left leg back, warrior three. Left hand to block or floor, and then right hand tries to twist open. Revolved half moon. And land the foot at the back of the mat, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. And turn the left knee open, goddess. This time just even bring the hands to the thighs to press open. Lean forward a bit more. Maybe even optional twist with right shoulder dipping forward. Left shoulder. Beautiful. Straightening the leg, turn the toes forward. Forward fold. And soften the knees to rise. Right toes turn forward, triangle. Open the arms, reach the right hand forward. Right hand lands on block or shin. Left hand opens up to sky. Rising up. Shift the hips to the top of the mat. Make sure both heels are flat. Spine as straight as we're leaning forward. Left hand to block or shin. Right hand trying to twist open. Straighten from the low back. And soften the knees to rise. Last thing is half moon. So right hand cartwheels down, left arm and left leg float. If you're using that block, remember you don't stack it in front of the toes, you open it so it's more of a triangle type shape to keep you solid. And good. Releasing, we're going to just drop into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Start to heel toe the feet about as wide as the mat. Toes turn open. And we'll take a Malasana squat, yogic squat. Option to sit on block if you want to, you don't have to. If you're sitting on the block, you may be able to push the knees even wider than your arm distance, so that's an option. Otherwise, just hands in prayer position as they lower, that helps the knees to be pushed open. Try to re-straighten from the low back. Optional twist, you don't have to take it, you can just stay. The twist would be bringing the left shoulder closer to the knee, the left hand to floor, right hand to sky, or you always have that option to take a bind around the leg. Back through the center. Right shoulder closer to right knee. Right fingertips to floor, left to sky. Option to bind. Beautiful. And rise. So from here, just scoot yourself forward into a sitting position. Your left leg is on bottom. Your right leg is on top. It could be the knee stack that we built up. It could be the shin stack. It could even be cross leg. Just go for whatever works for you. So from this position, just drop the fingertips to floor and walk forward. Walking the hands back in, pigeon pose. So this right leg is going to circle all the way around to the back of the mat. Make sure you don't continue to lean onto the left hip. So pick your hips up, the sacrum is level, and optional to go down straight to sleeping pigeon, or you can take the back bend if that feels better. Purposely drop your weight onto the left hip, rotate the right leg open. So we've got left foot tucked in, right leg open. Slide the right hand down the right leg and left hand reaches up to the sky and over. And rise. So from here, right leg is on the bottom, left is on top. This is the knee stack, the shin stack, or the cross leg. And bring the hands to the floor in front of you, walk those hands forward. Left leg opens all the way back and behind you into pigeon pose. Perhaps sleeping pigeon, or you can always take this slight back bend if you wish. Okay, drop the right hip to the floor. Rotate to a seating position, so it's got right foot tucked in, left leg long this time. Slide left hand down the leg, right hand up and over. Rising up, easy cross leg. Clasp the hands behind the back. Hands go to right hip or right waist. And then right ear drops to right shoulder. Length through the side of the neck. And head floats. Hands to left hip or left waist. Left ear to left shoulder. And as we release, if there's last stretches your body's craving, you can take them. Otherwise, at any point, you can settle into the Shavasana shape. That might just be a seated meditation today, or it could be similar to how we began with the inclined position, maybe cobbler's pose legs. But just whenever you feel like your body's settled, your energy is settled, at that point, we'll go into the beautiful, restful, peaceful Shavasana. As you're in the Shavasana, just imagine the beautiful lunar eclipse that's going to happen. You've got the full, beautiful light, huge circle, and slowly the darkness starts to creep across until eventually it's like the dark night of the soul, passing through the darkness. And then the reverse side, slowly growing back to the light. So let that be our Shavasana today, that slow progression toward the darkness, toward the underworld, toward our shadow, inviting in the things that are hard, knowing that they will help to transform us. Here, starting to return the light, sliver by sliver, the moon coming out of the eclipse. Start to deepen the breath here. Deep, full inhales, long exhales. Start to invite movement back to the body. Wiggling through fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching out the body in ways that feel good. Maybe a fetal position off to one side if you wish. Maybe another breath or two, but eventually rising up to a comfortable seated place. And And as we're sitting, let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. We'll wrap up the time that we got to share together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we continue to be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.